You on 21?
So this dive was from several months ago. We were on a scouting trip looking for some spots for a tournament. It has been just over a year since I dove the spot, and I was pretty excited to get back in. This is a small airplane wreck in about 215 to 220 feet of water. This particular dive wasn't very productive, but it's still a neat spot, and it had tons and tons of life on it. So you can see all of the amberjack and giant red snapper here. This was prior to red snapper season, so we weren't taking any of those. But we were hoping to see some caberas, and there was a possibility of having a black down there. I was pretty sure we were going to see some pretty good sized gags. I know the first time I dove this spot, I did see probably a 70 to 80 pound cabera. So as you can tell, the visibility isn't near as good as it was up top, and I did get some narcosis going on. I didn't really see that Jewfish coming up to me until he was about there. It kind of surprised me. I called it right away. It's like I must be narked, but I was able to shake it and continue on with the dive with what seemed like not that much issue anyway. One thing I did notice on the dive, it felt like this plane was super, super small, and even more so than what it looks like on video. Last year when we did the dive, it was much bigger. It was pretty much the whole tail section of this plane is broken off. I wasn't sure if it was buried at the time, which it does look like a little bit of it is buried, but in the original video that I have from last year, you can see the whole tail section of it, which was pretty neat. It was a intact plane. It is upside down, so what you're seeing is the bottom of the plane, and I think that's part of the tail section there on the ground, but it felt like it was just tiny when we were on it. So that right there was a really big mangrove snapper. I'm saying it's probably like 8 pound range, maybe 9. I just barely missed it there. Wasn't really targeting snapper on this dive. I'm part of a online spearfishing tournament, and collectively mangrove snapper is one of the species I need, and it would have helped out on that tournament, was the reason why I was shooting at it. Other than that, there wasn't much here that we could harvest. The gags are closed. The red snapper for this particular dive were closed. Amberjacks were closed, and obviously the Goliath grouper were closed. So that was about all we could take anyway. It was still pretty neat to see it. I wish it was intact. At one point in time, it had a bag on it that I seen on the original dive, and pretty sure I was narked on that dive as well and couldn't put 2 and 2 together to grab it. but I had planned on trying to grab it this dive. If you go back and watch the original video, you'll see it clear as day in there, just off to the side of the plane in between the fuselage and the tail section. So I was really hoping to find that as well, but I think it's either buried or blown off, one of the two. Who knows what could have been in it, but it was still neat to see this place. It's always cool to practice some deep dives too. You can see we're back in that pretty blue water and have all the amberjacks following us. It's always like being in an aquarium when you're on some of these spots like that, and this place was loaded with red snapper and amberjacks. It was pretty neat.
Huh? Yeah. No. I'm just trying to get in the boat. No, there's only half a plane there now.
Really?
Yeah, the whole tail section's broke off and buried.
Dang. Any fish?
There's some nice red snappers, one big mang, one big gag.